To get my family off my back about marriage, I found a girl online and arranged a fake wedding with her. But at the marriage registry office, the clerk looked at me with open disgust. You're already married and you want to register again? Do you know having 2 marriages is a crime? As I walk out of the registry office, I stare at the printed marriage certificate in shock. The girl beside me lets out a regretful sigh. Mr. Kong, if you were already married, then why did you pay me to come here? The deposit won't be refunded. After saying that, she leaves. I just stand there, still unable to understand what just happened. I've never even held a girl's hand before. How could I possibly be married? I look at the printout again. The man in the photo is definitely me. The woman whose name is written there is Suching Wall. She's beautiful, but I have absolutely no idea who she is. I take a photo and send it to a contact whose profile picture is black. Find out who this is. A reply comes instantly. I push my confusion aside. I get on my old electric scooter and slowly head toward a luxury villa area. As soon as I park in a corner, I hear the servants whispering behind me. Who is this? He's really handsome. Don't say that. He's the illegitimate son the master refuses to acknowledge as his own. His mother was the other woman. She came here fully pregnant to start a fight, right when Madam was about to give birth. In the end, both women gave birth on the same day. That woman had no shame. She made excuses to stay in this house for years. At least he knew his place. He left in middle school and hasn't come back for years. No idea why he came back today. I frowned and acted as if I hadn't heard anything. Inside the living room, my mother, Li Ruyan, is waiting by the door. The moment she sees me, she quickly grabs me and pulls me upstairs. Come with me first, go find your brother. And you got your marriage certificate, right? I reply coldly, I got it. The bride wasn't the one I planned. But technically, yes. Good. Remember your place. Su Fei Chu is your brother's fiancée. A girl from such a wealthy family is far beyond the reach of an illegitimate child like you. Only your brother is worthy of her. Those words make hatred flash in my eyes. Su Fishui is the real granddaughter of the Su family, the greatest dynasty in Haishin. She chased me for 4 years in university. Then on graduation day, she got together with my brother, Kong Boda. When Li Ruyan found out, she immediately told me to marry someone else so every possibility between me and Su Fex would be completely cut off. It had always been like this. Whenever there was even the slightest conflict between me and Kong Boda, Li Ruyan would tell me to step back without asking a single question, because I was illegitimate. My very existence was the real sin. I was forced to believe that I deserved all of this. But I woke up from that dream a long time ago. I look at Li Ruyan with a mocking smile. We agreed. This is the last time. The mistake was Li Ruyan's. She clung to the Kong family just so she could see my father every day. She was the one who wanted to please Kong Boda. I will not pay for her decisions with my life. This time, I'm repaying the debt of being born from her womb and ending everything. Li Ruyan gestures at me anxiously. Fine, fine. While talking, we arrive at Kong Boda's room. Kong Boda looks up when he sees me. Nanju, how are you here? I'm about to reply when Li Ruyan cuts in. Boda, Nanju got married today. Kong Boda looks surprised. So quickly. Who is she? Better than Feigu? Li Ruyan lifts her nose arrogantly. Impossible. In all of Haiqing, no one is better than Miss Shu. What respectable family would accept him? That girl is probably just some street nobody. He didn't even dare bring her here. He was scared her cheap looks would offend you. Kong Boda says with a bit of jealousy. Hey, Nanju is pretty handsome. Otherwise, why would fake Shu chase him for 4 years? What's the use of good looks with his background? Only women who can be found anywhere would marry him. Miss Su only saw him as a toy, nothing more. Only you, Boda, are truly worthy of Miss Su. I frown. The woman in the photo doesn't look anything like how Li Ruyan just described her. But I don't want to argue over something so meaningless. Just then, Kong Boda finishes adjusting his watch. He bends down to pick up his dress shoes, but his shirt is so tight that he can't bend comfortably. Kong Boda gives a faint smile and looks at me. Li Ruyan immediately shoves me. Useless. Still this clueless. Your brother can't bend down. Go put his shoes on for him. Again. Does Li Ruyan still think I'm that same naive little boy who used to silently endure every beating? I keep my face blank, but tension creeps into my voice. You can put his shoes on yourself. Kong Nanju, what kind of disrespect is this? Do you think getting married suddenly makes you important? That wife of yours is just a gold digger. You'll come crawling back to the Kong family soon enough. If you don't stay on good terms with your brother now, the day will come when you and your wife will be begging at his feet. The Kong family raised you. At the very least, you can work hard for them. Before I can reply, my father, Kong Wonjong, appears at the door. He frowns. A special guest will be arriving soon. What is all this noise? Kong Boda says nothing. Li Ruan suddenly starts crying dramatically. It's because of this wretched boy. He got his marriage certificate today, and now he doesn't respect his own mother. Hearing that, Kong Wonjong turns his eyes toward me. You got married without arranging anything with the family? Do you have the certificate? Show me. Seeing this concern from a stranger who merely looks like a father, I pause. Then I take the printed copy out of my bag. But before he can take it, Li Ruyan snatches it away. Let me see the name of that street girl you married. Kong Boda asks in surprise. Dad, who's coming? You seem unusually nervous. Kong Wonjong thinks of the arriving guest and immediately straightens up with deep respect. Barely hiding his excitement, he says the name. Su Qingguo. The moment I hear that name, I freeze. Kong Wonjong sees our blank faces and proudly says, If you don't know her, that's normal. I've never met her personally either. She's very mysterious. She's Su Feishu's aunt. Only 28 years old, and she's already the true power of the Su family. Li Ruyan gasps in shock. Then wouldn't she be an even better match for Boda? The head of the family is above any granddaughter. Kong Wonjong snaps angrily. What nonsense are you talking about? Su Qingguo is already married. I narrow my eyes. If the woman on the certificate really is her, then Su Qingguo must know something. Li Ruyan looks slightly disappointed. Who is her husband? Seems luckier than Boda. I look at Kong Wonjong. He shakes his head. No one knows. It seems neither she nor her husband are social types. Kong Wonjong frowns. I truly don't know why she came so early today. The Su family is the most powerful dynasty in Haiqing, and the head of that family holds an extremely high position. The Kong family is, at best, upper middle class. This marriage is already Kong Boda marrying above his station. For the head of the Su family to attend Su Fexui's engagement would already be a huge honor. Why would she personally come for a simple engagement ceremony? Li Ruyan says confidently, It must be because Boda is so special that the Su family noticed him. She hands the unread printout back into my hands, then grabs Kong Boda's hand while barely hiding her excitement. I give myself a mocking smile. She's showing more interest than even his own mother. The butler appears at the top of the stairs. Sir, the Su family will arrive shortly. Kong Wonjong immediately turns and heads downstairs. As he passes by me, he casually says, You haven't come back in a long time. Have a drink before you leave. I nod. I want to stay and see who Su Qingguo really is. In the room, Li Ruyan watches Kong Boda prepare to welcome his rich bride, with happiness she can barely conceal. More than 20 years ago, if Najingsu had not appeared, she would have been the one to marry Kong Wonjong. She never forgave Najingsu for that. So she deliberately caused chaos. She arranged to give birth on the same day as Najingsu and switched the two babies in the hospital. Now her son is finally making a great marriage, and Najingsu will even be expected to prepare a fine wedding gift for him. Meanwhile, Kong Nanju, the so-called illegitimate child, is marrying some nobody off the street with no money. Downstairs, I lazily lean against the dark wall beside the stairs. My eyes stay fixed on the door, waiting for the Su family to arrive. A little later, Mrs. Kong comes down the stairs with the support of a servant. She is wearing a purple cheongsam. Her body is somewhat thin. Her entire presence carries a calm, educated elegance. The servant softly says, Madam, you're not feeling well. Perhaps you should rest upstairs. Mrs. Kong shakes her head between coughs. No, I can't miss such an important day for Boda. I watch her face as she comes downstairs. My eyes fill with a deep warmth. It almost feels strange. The person who had the most right to hate me was the only warmth I ever knew in this house. When I was little, the housekeeper often forgot to feed me. I had barely learned to walk when I was searching through trash bins for food because I was hungry. One day, Mrs. Kong saw me doing that. After that, she quietly left food for me in the garden every day. She did that for 12 years. Without her kindness, I might have starved to death. Watching her disappear into the corridor and hearing the sound of her coughing, I frown with worry. Just then, there is movement at the door. The Su family has arrived. Kong Wonjong and Mrs. Kong go to welcome them. After a brief exchange, an entire procession enters. The moment Su Qing enters, I notice her immediately. She is even more beautiful than in the photo. As if sensing my gaze, she suddenly looks toward me. For a moment, our eyes meet. The sharpness in her gaze sends something through me. I want to search her face for more. But Su Qinghua looks away. It leaves me confused. Does she know me or not? Kong Wonjong smiles warmly. Miss Su, where is your husband? Didn't he come with you? At those words, I feel Su Qinggu glance at me again. She calmly replies, he couldn't make it. The group moves toward the reception room. While talking, Su Feishu, the one who chased me for 4 years, walks behind the elders. In her formal dress, she looks calmer and more serious than during our university days. She hasn't noticed me. She's busy speaking softly with Kong Boda. Everyone takes their seats. Su Qinggu sits in the place of honor, and the engagement discussion begins. I finally step out from where I was standing and quietly look at the people gathered in the reception room. Then someone grabs my hand and pulls me. Li Ruyan snaps at me angrily. Kong Nanju, what are you still doing here? Don't tell me you still like Su Feish Chu. Listen carefully. She's about to become your sister-in-law. Relax. I have no interest in becoming the other man. Kong Wonjong asked me to stay for a drink. Ever since I became old enough to understand things, I've always called him Kong Wonjong. Never Dad. Li Ruyan grits her teeth. That was just courtesy. And you took it seriously? Don't you know your place? Even I couldn't come to a place like this without embarrassing the family. And you think an illegitimate child can sit at that table? Leave right now. I stare at her coldly, just about to reply, when my eyes catch Su Qinggu rising from her seat. She gestures toward her phone and walks toward the balcony. There must be a call coming. My eyes sharpen. I lightly signal Li Ruyan, then leave the reception room and turn toward the balcony. As soon as I get close, she cuts the call and turns her cold eyes toward me. Wait. Seeing that dangerous look, a smile appears on my lips, and I suddenly blurt out, Darling. I carefully watch Su Qing to see her reaction. The coldness around her only grows stronger. She stares at me expressionlessly. Then she turns to leave. I quickly step forward and block her path. Su Qingwu's brows tighten slightly. Move. You don't recognize me? She looks at me indifferently. Should I? Ever since entering the Kong house, she had felt a different gaze following her. Unlike the other looks she disliked, this gaze was open and unashamed. That was why she had looked at me more than once. When she caught me staring at her, I didn't look away. I just kept looking at her without caring at all. She had thought maybe I was different from those men who looked at her greedily. But it turned out I was the boldest of them all. I came straight to her and called her darling. The discomfort on Su Qingwu's face deepens. Sir, I am married. Please behave properly. I freeze in surprise. She clearly doesn't recognize me at all. Did some mistake happen at the registry? May I ask who your husband is? Her answer is as cold as ever. None of your business. I pull out the printed certificate and place it in front of her. Miss Su, the name on there should be yours. Su Qinggu looks at the printout. Her eyes move to the groom's name, Kong Nanju. When she looks up again, her voice is rough. Mr. Kong, if you're forging documents, at least do it properly. After saying that, Su Qinggu leaves the reception room completely, crosses the garden, and heads toward the parking area. I follow after her to explain. 2 bodyguards in black step out and block my path. I stop and call out to her. Miss Su, this certificate is real. If you don't believe me, check with the registry office. Su Qinggu doesn't slow down. She gets into the car and leaves without looking back. Boda notices me going towards Su Qinggu. Even though he can't hear what was said, he sees her leave. I get on my scooter and go after her. Kong Boda immediately asks, why did Miss Su leave? Did someone offend her? Su Qingwu's personal assistant smiles. Miss Su had something urgent to handle. She apologizes. Please pass that message on to your elders. Kong Boda respectfully nods and escorts the assistant outside. Kong Wonjong asks worriedly, why did Miss Su leave? Was there some failure in our hospitality? Kong Boda thinks about how troubled Su Fei's Su had looked today. She kept looking around as if searching for someone. Then he thinks of my face, and his fist tightens. Something changes in his eyes. I saw Nanju bothering Miss Su. She left quite angrily and left a message. What message? Miss Su said you should manage your household properly. After what Nanju did, she's wondering whether the Su family will question how we were raised. Kong Wonjong's face turns dark like iron. Meanwhile, once I leave the villa district, I lose Su Qingwu's car. While I'm still irritated about that, my phone rings. A woman's voice comes through. Boss, I found information on Su Qingwu. Su Qingwu is the second daughter of the Su patriarch. It said she is extremely strict and cold-hearted. Because of that, she was sent abroad as a child. Everyone thought the family business would go to the eldest son, Su Feichu's father. No one expected Su Qingwu to suddenly return last week. Somehow, she forced the patriarch to step down and took direct control of the Su group. I stare ahead. Find her contact details and schedule. I'm going to see her. I hang up and rub my temples. This is going to be difficult. Su Qingwu travels with bodyguards. Reaching her won't be easy. I shouldn't have run my mouth and called her darling. I scared her off. I take a deep breath, start my scooter, and calmly head home. Leaving the crowded city area behind, I go toward the urban village on the outskirts. When I left the Kong house in middle school, I had nothing. So I rented an old house here. I got used to the place and never left. I'm only a short distance from home when an old woman, around 80 or 90 years old, suddenly steps out from the roadside. I slam the brakes and almost hit her. At first, I think it might be some kind of scam, but something quickly tells me it isn't. The old woman is small and thin, but dressed well. She is clearly not from an ordinary family. Hanging from her neck is a tag with a phone number and these words written on it. If this elderly woman is found wandering, please call this number. Her mental illness is obvious. I wonder whose grandmother this is. I take out my phone and dial the number on the tag. Before the phone can ring, the old woman suddenly grabs my hand tightly. A light appears in her cloudy eyes. You are my granddaughter's husband. You are my granddaughter's husband. I unconsciously shake. I've been single for 22 years, so how did I suddenly end up with 2 wives? It feels like the registry office is doing wholesale business today. I find it so funny that I start playing along. Grandma, who is your granddaughter? The old woman frowns and thinks hard. My granddaughter. What was her name? Yes, it starts with Sue. The answer comes into her mind and disappears before she can say it. She gets upset. Her mouth opens and closes, but no words come out. Easy, Grandma. If you can't remember, that's okay. I comfort her and dial the number again. Not far away, on a nearby road, Su Qingwu is sitting in a luxury car. Her face is filled with anger. Beside her, her assistant Lu Hua doesn't even dare breathe loudly. Lu Hua carefully says, "It was my fault that I didn't watch her properly. I let old madam wander off." Su Qing says nothing. Coldness radiates from her. Grandma Su usually says almost nothing most of the time. But today, she suddenly remembered everything. She sent everyone away and went out by herself. Security footage showed that she took a public bus all the way outside the city. That area is bad, and many streets have no cameras. People are searching alley by alley. Just then, Su Qingwu's phone rings. She answers immediately. A calm man's voice comes through. "Hello, your elderly family member is with me." The atmosphere inside the car instantly freezes. Everyone moves at once. A man picks up the phone to call the police. Another starts tracing the signal. Su Qingwu's eyes sharpen. Her voice turns ice-cold. "How much money do you want?" The voice on the other side sounds calm and completely unhurried. "I'm not a kidnapper. I just wanted to let you know the old lady is fine, and someone should take better care of her." I give the address and hang up. Su Qingwu's eyes lift slightly. That unhurried voice sounds strangely familiar. 5 minutes later, they arrive at the location. But the boy who made the call is nowhere to be seen. Only a police officer is standing there with the old woman. Su Qingwu asks Grandma Su, "How did you get here?" The old woman says in a secretive tone, "I came to find my granddaughter's husband. He lives nearby." Su Qingwu pauses. She takes a deep breath. "Grandma, there is no husband. Impossible. I saw him. That heartless boy handed me over to the police and left. Now give me your phone." Su Qingwu hands her the phone. The old woman copies the recent number from the contacts into her small notebook. Now she has her granddaughter's husband's number. Early the next morning, I get a call from my university supervisor. As soon as I enter Professor Liang's office, I find Kong Boda and Li Ruyan already there. I narrow my eyes. Kong Boda and I both study at Haixing University, the best in the city. Kong Boda got in with good marks. I deliberately scored below my real ability so I wouldn't surpass him, and I chose the least popular department, Energy and Power Engineering. But 2 years ago, new energy suddenly became the hottest field in the country. Kong Boda immediately changed departments, and we ended up in the same classes again. Kong Boda being here is one thing. But why is Li Ruyan here? Before I can think further, Professor Liang says seriously, Kong Nanju, your confirmed postgraduate seat has been taken back. While I'm still processing that, Professor Liang continues. Your mother says your behavior and background do not meet the requirements for postgraduate selection. Is there some misunderstanding between you two? You should apologize to her. You have a very bright future ahead of you. Don't ruin your future over one moment of anger. Kong Boda first lets out a long sigh, then says, Professor Liang, Nanju's mother only wants what's best for him. He looks at me. You insulted Miss Su. She made it clear that she wants you out of Haixing. It takes me a moment to realize the miss he means is Su Qinggu. But I had only exchanged a few words with her, and she didn't seem angry when she left. While I'm still thinking, Boda walks over to me. Kong Nanju, this is a plane ticket our father bought for you. He wants you to go abroad and let this matter settle down. Otherwise, even the Kong family won't be able to protect you. Hatred flashes in my eyes. He just doesn't want me dragging the Kong name into this. Kong Boda sees that I make no move to take the ticket. He pulls out a bank card and pretends to be generous. Are you worried you won't manage overseas? There's 500 in this. Consider it from me for your expenses. Start with this. If it's not enough, I can give you more later from my allowance. The eldest son of the Kong family, and he can only give 500. I almost find it funny. Li Ruyan snatches the card from him. Boda, what are you doing? The Kong family buying him a plane ticket is already too much. She turns to me and orders, pack your things and leave the country. I already arranged for your name to be removed from the university. I look at her with cold eyes. By what right do you make decisions for me? By the right that I am your mother. And with grades like yours, graduating anyway would be difficult. Better to go earn money quickly. Professor Liang immediately speaks up. Madam Li, you are mistaken. During his time at this university, student Kong. Li Ruyan cuts him off before he can finish. Professor, you don't need to speak for him. I know exactly what he's like. He only wanted postgraduate studies because Boda wanted them. He should look at himself properly before comparing himself to Boda. Professor Liang turns to Kong Boda in surprise. As far as I remember, you did not qualify for postgraduate selection, and you didn't even take the entrance exam. Kong Boda smiles modestly. I'm going through special direct recruitment. A senior professor who favors a certain student is allowed to recruit them directly. For that, the professor must hold a high enough rank. When Professor Liang asks, which professor? Kong Boda softens his voice slightly. Dr. Nan. His clean hydrogen fuel research was successful. It even received a patent, and that earned him the title of doctor. I quietly look at him in surprise. Dr. Nan. I don't remember making any plan to recruit Kong Boda. Professor Liang's eyes widen. You know Dr. Nan? Kong Boda smiles faintly. It just happened by coincidence. My mother once paid for Dr. Nan's education. When Dr. Nan became successful, he came to visit our family. My mother was the one who made his studies possible. Since then, he has been providing technical support to our family company. I don't think he would refuse anything I ask. I raise one eyebrow. As a child, I survived in the Kong house only because of Mrs. Kang's care. When I finally had money, I contacted Mrs. Kong as Dr. Nan. To give myself an excuse to repay her kindness, I made up the story that she once covered my education expenses. For years, whenever their company had technical problems, I helped without taking any money. But I never agreed to obey Kong Boda in everything. He has greatly exaggerated things. Professor Liang believes him. Which university is Dr. Nan teaching at right now? Kong Boda replies. I promised the dean that I would invite Dr. Nan to join the faculty here. Professor Liang becomes delighted. He turns to me. Nanju, your research area matches Dr. Nan's. When the right time comes, I'll introduce you to him. If Dr. Nan is willing to speak for you, you may still get postgraduate admission. Kong Boda shows concern. Professor Liang, the Su family is the richest family in Haicheng. They donate huge research funding to the university every year. Professor Liang brushes his words aside. Dr. Nan is in very high demand right now. I heard foreign universities are competing to recruit him. Many companies are lining up to invest in him as well. If Dr. Nan is willing to help, the university will definitely prioritize his words. Kong Boda lets out a dramatic sigh. The thing is, Dr. Nan listens to my mother. If I asked, he would do his best to help. But Nanju is my father's illegitimate son, which goes against my mother's interests. Nanju, how about I ask Dr. Nan on your behalf? I reject it coldly and without a second thought. Right now, Kong Boda is nothing more than a clown putting on a show for me. I give a faint smile and turn directly toward Professor Liang. Professor, you know I never wanted to pursue postgraduate studies. Professor Liang's face falls. Regret is clear on his face. He was the one who recognized my ability and pushed hard for my admission. He never imagined things would come to this. His eyes redden slightly. Then I'll write you a recommendation letter for a job. Li Ruyan curls her lip. Don't waste your effort. He offended Miss Su. Finding a job in Haicheng? He's dreaming. Professor Liang says angrily. I don't believe one person can rule an entire city alone. If Nanju truly can't find a job, he can come back and be my teaching assistant. Those words send warmth through me. I say, Professor, Miss Su and I only had a misunderstanding. Once it's cleared up, everything will be fine. Please don't worry. Kong Boda's fist tightens. He can't understand why, when he is the model student, Professor Liang keeps paying attention only to the ordinary-looking Kong Nanju. Burning with jealousy, Kong Boda looks at Li Ruyan and says, Will Nanju really keep bothering Miss Su? She's married. Acting like this will affect you very badly. Li Ruyan gets angry exactly as expected and instantly slaps me across the face. I stare at her in shock. I didn't think she would really hit me in front of Professor Liang. There isn't a trace of shame on Li Ruyan's face. She points a finger at me. After living apart for a few years, you forgot how things work in this family. Apologize to your brother right now and promise you'll never go near the Su family again. The warmth leaves my eyes. Only coldness remains. She hadn't taken a single word I said yesterday to heart. Does she still think I'm the same naive boy who silently obeyed everything and always gave in to Kong Boda? If things can't be solved the reasonable way, then don't blame me if I don't hold back. A wave of joy runs through Kong Boda. He thinks, when we were kids, you always bowed before me. Even after meeting again at university, you were still the same. But suddenly so confident today? Let me put you back in your place. Kong Boda is still thinking that when I slowly walk toward him. As the corners of his lips begin to rise, expecting an apology, I lift my head and slam my fist hard into his face. Kang's head snaps to the side. He is completely stunned. Li Ruyan screams and rushes forward. Kong Nanju! How dare you hit him? I turn sharply, and something dangerous comes off me. Li Ruyan stops right where she is standing. What are you doing? I'm your mother. You wouldn't really raise your hand against me. My voice is ice cold. You were never my mother, so don't expect love from me like a son would give. From today onward, stay out of my life. And whatever you do to me, I'll return double to Kong Boda. I bow respectfully to Professor Liang. I thank him for 4 years of guidance and tell him that once everything is settled, I'll come back. I turn around and walk out without any hesitation. Li Ruyan only comes to her senses after I've already disappeared from her sight. I had just stepped out of the campus gate when I got a call from JWL. Boss, everything's clear now. I finally understand why Su Qing tells people she's married but doesn't recognize you. From the outside, the Su family looks very impressive, but inside, the power struggle is intense. The head of the Su family supported the eldest son and wanted to pass the family to him. Being the younger daughter, Su Qing was always suppressed. A few years ago, the head arranged several unsuitable marriages for her. It caused a huge uproar. It only stopped when Su Qing said she had already registered a marriage with a man from a modest background, and this husband is quite a mysterious figure. He's never appeared in public, nor attended any Su family gatherings. So, putting everything together, there's only one conclusion. JWL drags it out, enjoying the suspense. But before she can finish, I've already figured it out. Did you get her schedule and contact details? She replies in a slightly embarrassed tone, "I'll send you her schedule for the next few days soon. I couldn't get her personal number." Fine, I'll go to her directly. Someone in Su Qing's position would obviously keep her personal number private. That's normal. JWL quickly adds, "She's always surrounded by bodyguards. Getting close to her won't be easy. Are you going to force your way in or sneak in?" A crooked smile forms on my face. Outside the Su Group building, I adjust my delivery worker uniform. Carrying a package, I walk inside. This is a delivery for Miss Su. I need her personal signature. Before letting me go upstairs, the receptionist calls the secretariat. I take the dedicated elevator to the 88th floor. The elevator opens into a large open area where over 100 people are working in the secretariat, all serving just one person. I follow the secretary assigned to take me to the executive office. I think I'm just about to reach when someone suddenly steps in front of me. Li Hua glares at me angrily. "Mr. Kong, what are you doing here?" His face is anything but welcoming. He still remembers when I went to Su Qing at the Kong house. Su Qing didn't make an issue out of it, and now I've come back disguised as a delivery worker. He signals to 2 bodyguards. "What's going on here? You let someone up to the top floor without an identity check? Throw him out immediately." I keep my expression completely normal. "What do you mean? Does the Su Group look down on delivery workers?" Li Hua lets out a cold laugh. "You're quite good at twisting words. We respect every profession. But are you really a delivery worker? Do you have a worker ID?" The moment the words leave his mouth, I pull out an ID. My face sits somewhere between a smile and anger. He didn't expect that. His expression hardens. "You didn't just register today, did you?" The ID is open, the registration date is right there. Li Hua stares. "It wasn't registered today. I really am a delivery worker." I slowly call out toward the closed office door, "Miss Su, are you ready to sign for your delivery?" A clear voice comes from inside, "Let him in." I glance sideways at Li Hua, not in any hurry at all. As his face stiffens, I walk past him and enter. Su Qing's office is rather minimalist, black, white, and gray. There's no trace of warmth. She finishes signing a document. Before she looks up, her bright eyes reveal nothing. I gesture toward the delivery form. "Please sign here, Miss Su." Her gaze lingers on me for a moment. Then she picks up the pen and signs. Then I say, "Miss Su, you're not actually married, are you?" Her pen stops. She raises her head, her cold eyes locking onto mine. "I know I guessed right. In official registries, personal information has to be handwritten. Mistakes like that don't happen. Su Qing claims in public that she's married, yet she doesn't even know who I am. After JWL's investigation, the answer is clear. Su Qing created a fake husband just to silence her family. She had never actually gone to the registry office. That's why she doesn't know that I'm her husband. Miss Su, I know this is hard to believe, but we really are married." Su Qing slowly and calmly sits down. A faint, slightly mocking smile appears on her face. "Mr. Kong, don't waste your efforts. Even if I wasn't married, I still wouldn't marry you just to trouble Su Feshu." I pause. She knows my history with Su Feshu, and she's concluded that I'm here for revenge. That's why she doesn't believe a single word I'm saying. "My coming here has nothing to do with Su Feshu." Su Qing interrupts me. "I have no interest in your romantic nonsense." She quickly finishes signing, then hands the delivery form back to me. "Don't come here to bother me again. Don't say I didn't warn you. That stings a little. Haven't you already gone a bit too far? You made it clear that you wanted me out of Haiqing." Su Qing looks at me angrily. "When did I ever?" Before she can finish, a different ringtone goes off. It's the one she set for her grandmother. She immediately picks up the call. The caretaker's voice comes through, "Miss Su, the old madam has gone missing again." Su Qing immediately heads for the door. I want to follow her and finish the conversation, but Li Hua steps in front of me. "Mr. Kong, I'd advise you to stay right here." I take a deep breath. I'm escorted out of the Su Group building. Then I slowly head back home. I had just reached my door when I turned around. The same old woman from before was quietly following me. I look at her helplessly, about to say something, when she suddenly grabs my wrist. "Son-in-law, don't you dare leave me behind again." In my rented apartment, Grandma Su sits at the dining table and drinks 3 glasses of water one after another. I say seriously, "I'm really not your son-in-law." But the old woman remains firm. Holding the glass with both hands, she takes another long sip. Realizing I can't reason with her, I take out my phone and dial the previous number. The call is answered on the first ring. Hello. The woman's voice sounds somewhat familiar. I'm just about to speak when the old woman snatches the phone from my hand. Meanwhile, not far away, Su Qing is searching through the nearby streets. Her face looks calm, but inside, she's quietly anxious. Her grandmother is 87 years old and suffers from dementia. Her body has been getting weaker for some time. There's always a risk. As soon as her phone rings, she answers it. And then she hears her grandmother's voice, surprisingly strong and clear. Don't come to pick me up. I'm with my son-in-law. Son-in-law? The number is the same as before, so she's with that boy again. Su Qing asks angrily, "Where are you?" The old woman replies, "I won't tell you." Su Qing says, "Do you think if you don't tell me, I won't be able to find you?" The old woman snaps back angrily, "Don't come looking for me, and don't send anyone after me either." Su Qing anxiously scratches her head. Covering the phone, she quietly asks the doctor, "Can we bring her back by force?" The doctor shakes his head. "In her current condition, we can't agitate her. It's better to follow her wishes. That boy from earlier didn't seem dangerous." Even though she doesn't want to, Su Qing has no choice but to agree. She turns to the phone and says gently, "Grandma, I still need to bring your medicine." The old woman replies, "I already have my medicine. Stop worrying. Be a good girl and wait for me. I'll bring your husband home." With that, she hangs up and hands the phone back to me. She looks very pleased with herself. Son-in-law, job done. I'm stunned. What kind of family leaves an elderly person with a complete stranger like this? I'm about to call back when a notification pops up. It's a contact request from that number, labeled granddaughter. I accept it. A message immediately comes in. "Please take care of my grandma for a while. Her health isn't stable. Make sure she doesn't face any trouble." I almost laugh. I start typing a cold reply. I'm not free. This isn't charity. But before I can finish, I hear some noise from the kitchen and go to check. Grandma Sue is boiling eggs. If you're hungry, you can't just eat eggs. The small old woman turns around, her wrinkled face breaking into the sweetest smile. "Son-in-law, press a warm egg against your face. It'll reduce the swelling." I fall silent. Maybe I hadn't even noticed it myself. I had acted like the slap didn't matter. But ever since it happened, something cold had wrapped around me, keeping me distant from everything. The old woman's words melt that away. Warmth fills the room. I look at my phone. An orange notification flashes in the chat window. "You have received a transfer of 300,000. Note, 1 week's expenses. Let me know if it's not enough." I look at the unsent message still sitting in the input box. Good thing it wasn't sent. I type my reply again. Okay. I can't really explain why I agreed. Maybe it's because she paid too much. At the Kong house, Kong Boda's cheek is badly swollen. Finger marks are clearly visible. Li Ruyan says angrily, "That bastard Kong Nanji must be jealous that you're marrying Miss Su Feshu. When your father comes back, make sure he deals with him properly." Mrs. Kong slowly walks down the stairs. Her frail body is clearly visible, but her voice is soft yet firm. "Nanji is not that kind of person. You must have done something to make him angry." Her voice carries clear conviction. Kong Boda sees this and swallows his anger. He changes the topic. "Mom, can you invite Dr. Nan to work at Haicheng University?" Mrs. Kong refuses firmly. "Boda, you can't take advantage of someone's gratitude. Dr. Nan has already done more than enough for this family over the years." Kong Boda isn't surprised. He says, "Haicheng University is the best in the city. Maybe Dr. Nan would actually like to go there. We'd just be helping him connect with the university. Think of it as repaying what he's done for us over the years." Mrs. Kong finds that somewhat reasonable. She takes out her phone. "I'll ask him." Kong Boda sits beside her and says, "Dr. Nan has done a lot for us. That debt has long been repaid. Shouldn't we invite him for a nice dinner? Wouldn't it be better to ask him in person?" Kong Boda thinks that Dr. Nan would never refuse Mrs. Kong. "If he comes, I'll personally suggest becoming his postgraduate student. He won't be able to refuse." Mrs. Kong agrees. She sends a message. "Dr. Nan, do you have time to come over?" When I see the message, I immediately feel worried. Why does Mrs. Kong suddenly want to meet? Is her condition getting worse? Thinking about her cough, it feels urgent. I reply, I'm free. But just as I'm about to leave, another message comes. I'd like to invite you for a simple meal on Saturday evening. I realize I overreacted. But eating at the Kong house. A strange smile appears on my face. 10 years ago, when I left home, I went back on the first weekend. I stood in the garden, looking through the window at Mrs. Kong, Kong Boda, and Kong Wonjong. Mrs. Kong was smiling so happily. Li Ruyan had said, "Look, that's a real family. Don't come back and disturb them again." I quietly left. The birthday gift I brought for them, I left it at the door. After that, every year I left a gift. After so many years, maybe it's finally time to meet them properly. I reply, I should host instead. Let's meet Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. I send them the restaurant location. Mrs. Kong happily agrees. Going to the Kong house would only lead to pointless conflict. It's better to meet somewhere calm, where I can also check her health. I exit the chat and see several messages from granddaughter. Instructions on how to take care of Grandma Sue. Quietly, I go into the other bedroom and send her a short video. A little distance away, 2 fully prepared cars are parked on the street, trying not to attract attention. Su Qing is working inside one of them. A notification sound rings. Su Qing picks up her phone and looks at it. For once, her usually calm face shows a hint of surprise. The family doctor immediately asks, "Did something happen to the old madam?" Su Qing presses her lips together and hands him the phone. In the video, Grandma Sue is lying sprawled on a small floral bed, sleeping deeply and snoring. It's only 9 p.m. For Grandma Sue, sleeping before 1 a.m. is considered early. The doctor's face is full of surprise. The old madam really reacts differently around this young man. If she could stay with him all the time, I genuinely think her condition would improve. Su Qing's eyes grow slightly deeper, as if she's thinking about something. The next morning, I get a message from Su Qing. "Can I come tonight to see my grandma?" I reply, "Of course, anytime." I send her the exact address. She notes it down and replies, "Sorry for the trouble. I'll bring the family doctor tonight to check on her. Otherwise, I won't be at ease." When there's no further reply from me, Su Qing realizes I don't like overly formal talk. Outside my door, I'm just standing there doing nothing, waiting. Then a familiar voice reaches me. I turn around and see a familiar face. It's Su Feshu. The face I remember as warm and caring is now looking at me with anger. Back in university, I was always alone. A lonely person. Su Feshu was warm and outgoing. She always approached me. She was my only real friend. Now things between us are awkward. I hesitate, then ask, "Is something wrong?" Su Feshu lets out a cold laugh. "Kong Boda told me about your background. Why did you hide it? I hate other women and illegitimate children the most. And I spent 4 years chasing someone like you like an idiot. Did you find that funny?" Something tightens painfully in my chest. Her own parents' marriage had problems. According to the news, there was even an illegitimate daughter involved. And yet, all Kong Boda had to do was say a few words about my background, and a 4-year friendship collapsed. I step back, creating distance between us. Su Feshu steps forward. "Don't you have anything to say to me? What am I supposed to explain? Explain why I'm illegitimate? Or why I chose to be born from Li Ruyan?" I let out a short, bitter laugh and turn to leave. If she can't see beyond my birth, then there's no point in this friendship. My decisiveness unsettles something inside Su Feshu. She watches me walk away, feeling a sudden panic. Without thinking, she reaches out and grabs my wrist. "You can't leave." I look back. What is it? Her expression hardens. She doesn't like this distant, indifferent version of me. A strange defensive feeling rises inside her. She thinks I was the one who left first. So why does it feel like I'm the one being abandoned? With that thought in her chest, she says mockingly, "Still doing small jobs? Haven't found a proper job yet? Why don't you come work as my personal assistant?" I pull my wrist free and refuse coldly. "I don't think that would suit me." Su Feshu continues, "There won't be much involved. I have an apartment near my office. You just stay there and take care of my daily needs. 500 a month. Is that enough?" My eyes turn cold. "You want to keep me as your mistress?" Su Feshu mocks me with a laugh. "You're definitely qualified for it. After all, Your mother was the other woman. You grew up in that kind of environment. It runs in your family. I'm sure you'll be very professional. I push her away. My voice turns icy. Don't go too far. But she doesn't get angry. She smiles. There's something obsessive and disturbing in her eyes. Kong Neju, believe me. Sooner or later, you'll end up being someone's toy anyway. Why not choose me? At least for old time's sake, I'll be gentle with you. I'll give you time to think. When you change your mind, come to me. With that, she turns and walks away. I laugh at myself. As I turn around, I see Suching Wu standing at the private room door. Her eyes are unreadable. Lu says to me, I always wondered why you didn't get a stable job after graduation. You kept doing small jobs. So it was because of pressure from Su Fisher Wei. I look at him, confused. Lu sighs. So coming to our boss, it wasn't really your choice. After all, in Haiqing, hardly anyone would dare go against the Su family. I narrow my eyes but don't correct him. After 2 days, this is actually the first time any of us have spoken calmly. Lu quietly says to Suching Wu, should we help him? He looks quite pitiful. I think, yes, please help me. Take me to the registry office and end this marriage. My company is waiting to go public. But before I can even get there, I hear Suching Wu say coldly, why would I do anything for someone who has nothing to do with me? She walks past me and leaves. Pitiful. She could see it clearly. There was no pity in my eyes, only sharp mockery that couldn't be hidden. And finding out her personal schedule beforehand, that really showed careful planning. The corridor falls silent. I stand there, thinking, cold. She's just cold. That evening, Suching Wu leaves the office on time. She arrives at an old residential area outside the city, carrying a bag of fruits. Following the address from the message, she finds the unit and knocks on the door. A familiar voice comes from inside almost immediately, coming, coming. The door opens. Suching Wu sees Grandma Su. She looks fine. She glances around. It's a small 2-bedroom unit, about 7 square meters. But it's clean and surprisingly warm. The sound of running water comes from the bathroom. Is he bathing? Startled, Suching Wu quickly looks away, suddenly feeling embarrassed. The family doctor is about to go in when she raises her hand. Give me the equipment. Wait in the car. Suching Wu quickly and carefully checks the old woman's blood pressure, blood sugar, and heartbeat. Maybe because she slept well last night, all the readings are very good. The old woman proudly says, my son-in-law takes very good care of me. Suching Wu finally lets go of her worry. Her eyes drift toward the bathroom again. Then she starts packing up her things to leave. The old woman blinks. You're not staying for dinner? My son-in-law cooks very well. That wouldn't be appropriate. She sets the equipment down. Leave this here so your health can be checked. The old woman's expression changes. Take it back. It's useless here. My son-in-law doesn't know how to use it, and I don't need a doctor here. You come every day and check me yourself. She thinks, if her granddaughter comes every day, she'll see her husband. The two of them might develop something, and this separation could finally end. From afar, the old woman can almost feel a chubby, healthy great-grandchild calling out to her. Suching Wu is about to respond when the sound of water stops. She immediately stands up, grabs her medical bag, and walks toward the door. I'll leave now. I'll come again tomorrow. The door closes. As I come out of the bathroom, dressed, I ask, where is your granddaughter? She left. Said it wasn't appropriate. She's very straightforward. Always with that cold face. Is that why you don't like her? She can change, you know. I say, I'm not your son-in-law. She replies, no, you are. In these 2 days of living together, I've realized that the old woman is gentle and accommodating about everything, except this one thing. A few days later, Grandma Su suddenly says she wants to go home to get some clothes. I message her granddaughter and ask for the address. But when I open the location, I stop. Estate number 1. This is the Su family estate. The entire estate spans 3,000 acres. The old Su family residence alone covers more than 2,000 acres. This is the most famous wealthy area in Haiqing. I had thought the old woman lived in one of the smaller villas. It never crossed my mind that she was actually a Su. But when we arrive, I see the large, beautifully crafted black gate, full of old elegance and royal grandeur. I hesitate and say, Grandma, is this really your home? The old woman blinks sleepily, her gaze blurry. Son-in-law, I don't remember clearly. I have no choice but to message her granddaughter again. The reply comes immediately, "Stay where you are." I'm coming right now. I notice that even the nearest neighboring property is at least a 5-minute drive away. This isn't a place for wandering around. I help Grandma Sue sit on a nearby stone bench. A luxury car stops in front of us. Kong Boda and Li Rue step out from the back seat and walk straight toward us. Li Rue's brows are tightly furrowed. "Kong Neju, I knew it was you here. What are you doing?" She had come with Kong Boda today to visit the Su estate, and from a distance, she saw a young man wandering outside the gate. She didn't expect it to actually be me. Kong Boda looks at the closed gate. "Neju, are you here again to harass Miss Suching Wu?" Li Rue immediately snaps, "You shameless person! Do you know what day it is today? Leave right now. If you ruin Boda's family introduction, I won't spare you. I'm already fed up with them. Grandma Sue is here. I don't want any trouble." I suppress my anger and calmly say, "I brought the old lady home. We took a wrong turn." Kong Boda says without thinking, "Isn't she your wife's grandmother? How could she live here?" I reply, "Why not? Is this estate yours?" Li Rue lashes out at me. "Who do you think you're fooling? Your poor wife's grandmother lives here." She turns directly to the old woman. "Old lady, if you live here, tell me, which villa is yours?" I glare at her, about to speak, when the old woman suddenly stands up. "I remember now. This is my home. Son-in-law, take me inside." She grabs my hand and pulls me toward the gate. We're still about 100 meters from the entrance. Kong Boda says, "Neju, so many excuses, and it all comes down to using this old woman to get into the Su estate." I stop and look at the gate. Ever since I first saw it, a suspicion had been forming. But I couldn't connect the caring granddaughter from the messages with the cold and strict Suching Wu. Maybe the old woman remembered the wrong address. I'm about to check again, when Li Rue steps forward and reaches toward Grandma Sue. "Coming here with such lies. Shameless. Don't you dare cause trouble in the Su estate." I'm startled. I wrap one arm around Grandma Sue and grab Li Rue with the other, pushing her back forcefully. She's this old. She can't handle even a small injury. Li Rue stumbles back several steps. When she regains her balance, she shouts, "You actually hit someone for this old witch." I ignore her and immediately check on Grandma Sue. The old woman had never heard such words in her life. She is trembling all over.